Hey you guys, stay tuned for my easy and delicious southern fried cabbage. First, I'm going to start off by cutting up a small onion. Next, I have my cabbage head here. It's a good medium-sized cabbage, and I'm going to start off by pulling off the first layer. You don't have to do that. That's just something that I like to do. Sometimes that part of the cabbage can be a little wilted and brown looking, so I like to peel that part off. Next, I'm going to cut the bottom off and then go ahead and chop up my cabbage. There's really no rhyme or reason to it. I just like to cut mine in sections and then cut them in strips. Once I have my veggies chopped, I'm going to move on to my bacon. I have about 5 strips of bacon, and I'm going to cut those into bite-sized pieces. Next, I'm going to toss my bacon into a hot pan so it can get nice and crispy and render that fat. After a few minutes, you can see that the bacon is cooked and it rendered off a good bit of fat, so you want to go ahead and take that out the pan. And then you're going to add in your cabbage. This is where the frying of fried cabbage comes from. So we want to put all of the cabbage that you chopped up, put that in the pan, and don't worry if the pan looks like it's overflowing or whatever. Cabbage kind of wilts down while it's cooking, so even though it looks like a lot, it's going to wilt down a good bit. So you want to toss your cabbage into that bacon fat. Make sure that it's nicely coated. So once it steams down for a couple minutes, you want to go ahead and season it. I just seasoned mine simply with a little bit of salt. You don't need a whole lot of salt because of the bacon fat that's in there that it's cooking in. And then, but you do want to add in a good bit of garlic powder and black pepper. You could add in some red pepper flakes at this point for a little kick. However, I have 2 little humans that are consuming this, so I'm not adding any spice to mine. So once you season your cabbage, you want to give it a good toss to make sure that all those flavors are evenly distributed. So you want to go ahead and put the lid on and let it steam for about a good 5 minutes and give it a good toss. I've noticed with cabbage you have to keep an eye on it because it will burn on you and it will stick, especially if your heat is too high. So you want to give it a good toss, and as you can see, there is still some liquid at the bottom. I like a little bit more for my cabbage to soak up, so I'm going to add just a little bit of chicken stock. You can add water or you can add vegetable stock, but I like the flavor that chicken stock gives my cabbage. So you add the lid back on for it to steam a bit more, about 20 minutes or so. And then you want to give it a good toss. It still has liquid at the bottom, but that cabbage has soaked up about 90% of that liquid. And then you want to go ahead and add in your bacon and give that a good toss. And that's it, you guys. So easy and it's so good. On your table in about 30 minutes. The cabbage is nice and tender, it's not crunchy, and it's not mushy. It's right in between, the perfect texture. If you give it a try, I hope you enjoy it. I will see you guys on the next one.